Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha. Yesterday we were with Sri Ramanuja, who was indeed deeply involved in Tirtha Kainkaryam to Lord Vardaraja and Goddess Perundevi Tayar. We also saw that Guru Yadav Prakasha, who had successfully, put the word successfully with an inverted commas, Ganga Yatra, returned to Kanchipuram and found to his surprise Sri Ramanuja walking in flesh and blood and serving the Lord. Later, Guru Yadav Prakasa invited Ramanuja back to the school, and Sri Ramanuja, temporarily giving up the Tirtha Kainkaryam, joined Guru Yadav Prakasa. Towards the end, I told you two important events are to be covered in near future. One I will try to cover today, and the second, if possible, today. With that, let me say, Ramanuja, 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 Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha. When Guru Yadav Prakasa invited Ramanuja to join him again, Ramanuja, who had a great liking for academics, rejoined him. While the classes were in progress, one day Guru Yadav Prakasa and his team went over to Lord Vardaraja temple and had the worship of the Lord, and were walking down the corridor of the Sannidhi. They did not know that a great intellectual and a celebrated sannyasi was watching them from a distance. With that, let us see who is that great sannyasi who had gone over there to see Sri Ramanuja in particular. The name of the sannyasi is Swami Alavandhar, a celebrated person who was once a king, threw away the kingdom to serve Lord Ranganatha in Srirangam after entering sannyasa ashrama. A tradition has been on in Srirangam that sannyasi takes over, Sri Vaishnava sannyasi takes over the management and administration of the Srirangam wealth owned by Lord Ranganatha. With that, let me say a word about Swami Alavandar. Swami Alavandar, I told you just now, he is the highest priest, sannyasi priest, who was holding charge of Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya at Srirangam. He is the grandson of Sri Ranganatha Muni, normally referred to as Sri Natha Muni. Full stop. Here I say specifically because we are going to have a digression. Who is that Sri Natha Muni? I can tell you in one word, but for him we would not have had the 4,000 Divya Prabhandam or Dravida Veda. It is said that though the Alvars had compiled, composed, recited, rendered the 4,000 Divya Prabhandam, it was out of circulation for reasons not known. It could be said it was hidden, and nobody knew that there was a treasure which is hidden. That is a point to be noted. Let me go back to Swami Alavandar. I told you he is a grandson of Sri Natha Muni. And I also told you Sri Natha Muni, we owe a lot to him, because he not only found the lost material but also perpetuated it for times to come. How did Sri Natha Muni come to know of the hidden treasure? This is a long cycle, the tip of which I'll just touch. Sri Natha Muni, born in Veera Narayanapuram. Look, Veera Narayanapuram, now called in short Veeranam, a Kattumannar Kovil, as they say in common reference and parlance. One day, Sri Natha Muni was worshipping the Lord, and he found a group of people, Sri Vaishnavites, who had gone over from Mela Nadu, that is the west to the west of South India, in the sense of Chennai, or Tamil Nadu as it is referred to now. They had gone over and they recited Arva's Pasuram, Arava Amude. In the conclusion, they said, Ayirathukul Pattu. Then That was a clue that made Sri Muni look forward to the other Ayiram. You know, he was a very keen observer. When the visitors from Mele Nadu had gone over there and recited the celestial song, he was hearing very intently, because such composition was not known in that region. Therefore, when he listened to them very carefully, caught this point. So he immediately asked them whether they are aware of the other songs of the 1,000. Those people, those visitors, Sri Vaishnavites from Mela Nadu, said they would not know, and they also added on further query that nobody in Mela Nadu had the information or the compositions. They said there were no books, Ole Shivadi, to exhibit the 4,000s. Sri Muni was slightly disappointed, but he thanked them that they had given a clue in front of the Lord at Viranarayanapuram. With this quest for search and inquiry, Sri Muni set on to the job of finding the rest of the songs of the large composition, at least of 1,000, as indicated in the concluding paragraphs of the Pasuram. So, he made inquiries in and around. No one knew. He traveled over the regions in Tamil Nadu, and he couldn't find a clue. He went to important stations which celebrated as holy places, but he couldn't find a clue. Ultimately, he reached a point called Alvar Tirunagari, the birthplace of Nammalvar. He said he must be able to lay his hand on some clues there. Because the Pasuram indicated Tirukurhu Nambi, meaning Alvar Tirunagari, he decided to go to that town. Having gone there, he found even the birthplace of Tirukurhu Nambi or Nammalvar had no one who could say what was what. He didn't despair. He looked more deeply and he found out that there was, in the thread of continuity of the family of the famous disciple of Nammalvar, and he approached the family members of the disciple of Sri Nammalvar. This disciple of Nammalvar was the only sole recipient of this Dravida Veda, and his name is Madhura Kavi Alvar. Very interesting point about him is that he worshipped only his Acharya or Guru, namely Nammalvar. Just because Nammalvar had kind of indicated to him that it is the Lord of the Alvar Tirugari who had bestowed upon him this great blessing. Madhurakavi Alvar just made a reference in his composition of consisting of 10 plus 1 celestial songs known as Kanninin Shiruttambu. This is a very effective selection. If only could someone could sit down and read every word of this 10 plus 1 Pashurams, he will reap lot of benefits. That shows the discipline of the disciple who had devoted totally to the service of his Acharya, namely Nammalvar. Now this Alvar, now referred to as Madhurakavi Alvar, was given this exalted status for this composition called Kanninin Siruttambu. He was previously known probably as Madhurakavi. Whatever it may be, this title Alvar was blessed to him, was given to him, and was put in an exalted platform because of his shown dedicated devotion to Nammalvar. As I told you, there was a relative of this gentleman or the Alvar Madhurakavi, and that descendant indicated to Sri Nathamuni that if Nathamuni could stand in a place unwavered on one leg with all his concentration and deep devotion without moving here and there in a yoga nilaya and recite Kanninin Shiruttambu Pasurams 12,000 times at the same time, but without any break, he would be blessed with the darshan of Nammalvar. He said, the descendant said, this is what he had heard from his forefathers. Sri Nathamuni was very happy to get this clue, but he himself being a yogi, he was willing to adopt the strict conditions laid down to have the darshan of Nammalvar. He did, and Nammalvar was very happy, and instead of giving him the Thiruvaimozhi or the Dravida Vedam, which consists of 1,000 odd Pasurams, he gave in addition another 3,000 to make the total of 4,000 Divya Prabhandam. Along with these holy scriptures, Nammalvar gave Sri Nathamuni one vigraha which is called Bhavishyat Acharya, that indicated, number was said, that there would be a person born, a leader born in near future who will uphold the Sampradaya and will not only uphold but would put the Sampradaya on the top of the world. Bhavishyat Acharya, the future leader as we can call. With that, let me close for the day with the recitation Srimati Ramanujaya Namaha, Srimati Ramanujaya Namaha.